This is the Big Tujunga Road, and I'm at the Big Tujunga Canyon Trail. I don't really have a good plan today, but I'll probably see a bunch of waterfalls and a few other things, maybe the reservoir too. So this time of year, you get a bunch of what are known as Mariposa lilies. I think these are Plummer's Mariposa lilies, and they do grow just right on the trail. The only reason that I know this is the Big Tujunga Canyon Trail is the writing on the rock. There's Josephine Falls. You can see it's still flowing a little bit, but more of a trickle now. This does get pretty wild depending on the time of year you go. But yeah, the only real way you can see it is on this trail. It's not really visible from the canyon, and I don't think the fire road even gives you a good perspective of it. This is Josephine Falls. You can see there is a bit of a waterfall, but definitely more of a trickle now, to be honest. Still very, very beautiful. And there's a nice little pool here, but yeah, this is Big Tujunga Creek, you know, upstream from the reservoir. So my plan is, at least today, to just go up that way a little ways to Classic Canyon, get a few photos of the waterfall since I think I deleted the old ones. Then come down here, go to the Great Falls of the Fox, the reservoir. Then I'll come back around in somewhere in the area, I guess, and show y'all a secret spot. So this is a spot that I've always sort of appreciated. You know, you got this little cave almost here with a bunch of ferns. Here's a better view, you know, little cave on the canyon wall. Nice blue water, actually, and a bunch of wonderful ferns. Here's me standing back in the cave, and the cave kind of arching over. So I think it's a pretty cool area, you know. It's this little cave in the San Gabriels carved by a river flowing. So it's actually about 90 degrees out, or maybe a little hotter today where I'm at, and I got this cave right behind me, and there is a deep water hole. So I'm gonna try to do a lot of cold plunges starting now. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Woo! That feels so good in the hot weather. This time in the San Gabriels, you get these frogs that really camouflage with the rock, you know. And so they blend in, but you'll see them hopping around. All right, this is the Classic Canyon waterfall. At least the lowest here. You know, people actually canyoneer this sometimes, apparently. Yeah, no, it makes sense. It's pretty massive. And I would say out of some of the waterfalls here, this is one of the more hidden ones. So yeah, very cool spot. And just below the waterfall, the sun's right up above there, which gives it kind of a nice glow. But something I wanted to point out, near the top there are these orange flowers called Humboldt lilies. They're hard to see from here, but I just saw a few little back that way. But these are the first ones that I've seen in bloom this year. I've seen a lot of other Humboldt lilies, but they haven't been blooming yet, so it's just been the stalks and then the pods. Just gonna rinse my head off real quickly here. Woo! It was nice to rinse off in the waterfall behind me, you know. Very cool, classic canyon, right? Classic waterfall. Right now I'm gonna show you all a Humboldt lily real quick, and then I'm gonna go back to Big Tujunga. If you go upstream, you can actually get to the Fall Creek waterfalls, which are pretty nice, but I'm not gonna do that today. I just wanna head south and explore some of those waterfalls, like you know, the Great Falls of the Fox and the Big Tujunga Reservoir, which is a cool area. So yeah, these are some of the Humboldt lilies right there. Nice little close-up on a slope, I guess. But yeah, they bloom for a short period, kind of late spring, early summer, and these are the, well, you know, aside from the ones up by the waterfall right there, these are the first that I've really gotten close to this year. A lot more Humboldt lilies here. I was actually walking down Big Tujunga, and I noticed I had actually bypassed a bunch of these just up here, you know. So yeah, real beautiful flowers, a lot of them here. So I came out of here, that's where the reservoir is, which I'm going to go to, but beforehand I'm going to go up Fox Canyon to the lowest tier of the Great Falls of the Fox. This is the lowest tier of the Great Falls of the Fox, and it never really disappoints, you know. Nice little pool over here, a bunch of water. You know, it's like 90 degrees out or above that, so it's pretty insane when you get a big waterfall like this. You can just sort of rinse off in, which is what I'm gonna do right now. The pool's not crazy deep. I'm kind of sitting now, but We'll do a cold plunge here. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Woo! Not too bad. Great Falls of the Fox, you know. Happy I decided to stop by this one this year. There are years where I just don't, you know, even though it's pretty close to the road, to be honest. I feel like we did have a wet year, but even in drought years, I've known this one to be flowing like a lot, almost as it is now, you know, so nice area. I love it, and it's a nice place to rinse off in, you know. So that one's always pretty magical to visit, you know, the Great Falls of the Fox, lowest tier. What I'm gonna do now is head out to the reservoir, you know, that way, and I may go out to one more. It's a little more secret and harder to get to, but we'll see. I'll give it a shot potentially. All right, making my way out to Tujunga Reservoir. The crazy thing is that when it rains, the reservoir can go pretty far back, you know, even past Fox Canyon, which is right there. But they drain it very quickly, so you get stuff like this. Something to be aware of too, less of over here, but in my experience, when you get sort of closer to the reservoir mouth, you can sort of experience quicksand, and it can get up to like, you know, thigh high maybe, so be aware of that. All right, figured I'd just get a little bit of me crossing here. Every step in, I kind of, not there, but kind of sink a little. So be aware, especially in this reservoir. Not getting really thigh high deep at the moment, which is nice, but I have had that happen. And it is something to be aware of and be careful about if you ever venture out here. Especially when there's a lot of water flowing. Okay, so this is the reservoir. I set my stuff down just a little over there. And yeah, you can see that there's some quicksand. You kind of got to wade out in here to actually get right at the edge. But yeah, very beautiful spot. I've seen pond turtles, actually, the native pond turtles. Kind of chill on the rocks there, you know, and they'll swim in when you get close. But yeah, you know, nonetheless, it's good to know about. And also, I don't think anyone really fishes here, but I have seen, you know, dead catfish washed up maybe once or twice. And actually back along the creek, there's a good amount of tiny fish. So there may be trout in the stream. But yeah, beautiful area. And I think I'm gonna check out one other spot after this. You can see that there are some very beautiful spots around the Big Tujunga Reservoir. Very spectacular. There are certain perspectives of the Big Tujunga Reservoir that aren't really easy to view due to the fact that they're kind of tricky to access. This is one of them, and I'm going to be going up this canyon in a second to show you all a waterfall. All right, I actually put in a lot of effort to get to this, and the sun's not really on it all that great, and it's kind of a trickle, so that happens sometimes. But I have another picture that I will include in this video, right? I think it was a little more sunny and I kind of focused up there. Nonetheless, beautiful spot. But yeah, I gotta make it back soon. This, just considering how hot it was, I'd say this was a little bit of a dangerous idea. So yeah, but there it is, a mystery waterfall for y'all to try to find.